Hello folks, Kyle here, the Cichlid Center. Welcome back. Thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate it. Hey, if you like videos and information in regard to tropical fish, cichlids, that sort of thing, aquariums, anything in the hobby, be sure to hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so you don't miss any of my upcoming videos. Today, I'm going to talk about the best algae eater for your aquarium. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can go, right? You could do snails, you could do plecos, you could do shrimp, you can do all kinds of things. There's lots of different options out there for what you can put in your aquarium that will help you with eating some of the algae. We in the hobby, we take care of our aquariums. We are responsible for cleaning our aquariums. It doesn't hurt to have helpers though, right? So which one is the best algae eater to put in your aquarium to help you? The easy answer is it's your favorite. Whatever is your favorite. Plecostomus is going to eat some of the algae. Chinese algae eaters, they're going to eat some of the algae. Shrimp, they're going to eat some of the algae. Whatever is your favorite is the best algae eater that's out there. Now I know that's kind of a generic response, so I'll give you my favorite. My favorite is the Nerite snail. Okay, I'll give you 3 quick reasons why a Nerite snail is my favorite algae eater. One is very simply that they eat a lot of algae. Number 2, as far as tank mates, they can go with just about anything. When we get into the profile, I'll talk about maybe some things that you wouldn't put them with. Okay, and number 3, they really don't add a lot of bioload, especially if your tank is maintained. If you drop them in a very dirty tank that's loaded up with algae, yes, you're gonna have quite a bit of bioload. And you're probably not going to like it. But anyway, they're great for maintaining. They're awesome for maintaining. I've got 2 in a 55-gallon tank, and they keep it clean. There's no algae in that tank. It works out perfect. Be sure and stay tuned to the very end of the video, because I will share some information about Nerite snails that might make you not want them. I'll save that for the very end. Let's get into the profile information for Nerite snails. One really nice thing about Nerite snails is we're always talking about water parameters for what we want to put in our aquarium, right? You've got to research that, right? You've got to know what kind of pH they like, what kind of temperatures they like. Do they like their water hard? Do they not like their water hard? All of these things are a factor when you look at adding something to your aquarium. With Nerite snails, it's a really wide gamut for their parameters. They can be in temperatures anywhere from about 70 to 80. They do tend to prefer water a little on the hard side, but whatever your parameters are, they will usually adapt to that. You don't want it wildly fluctuating. You don't want to be chasing water parameters. If your water parameter starts out at 7, you don't want to add buffers and try to get it up to 8 every time you do a water change. That's what I refer to as chasing the parameters. You don't want to do that. Whatever your water is, it should work out fine once they adjust and adapt to that. They can be a little bit sensitive to spikes in ammonia and nitrate, so beware of that. They do really well in established tanks, also planted tanks. However, I feel that they're better at maintaining rather than cleaning up a mess. Don't drop them into a tank that's just loaded up with algae everywhere, because you're going to get a lot of bioload as they eat up all that algae. As far as the lifespan of a Nerite snail, you're looking at approximately 1 to 2 years. Some that are in just a great environment can live on to 3 years, 4 years. It's even been documented 5 years. As I stated, these are great tank makes with just about anything in the aquarium hobby that you would want to put them with. The things that you want to avoid loaches, and you want to avoid crayfish, and you're going to want to avoid large cichlids, especially if they can get the whole stinking snail in their mouth. I keep mine with African cichlids, and African cichlids are known for eating snails. A Nerite snail does have a protective cover to its opening, so even if they knock it off the glass or knock it down, my cichlids have done that, and they haven't been able to eat my snails. So again, it's a great option for a great wide range of a lot of different fish and tank mates. As far as stocking, a nerite snail should be treated as another fish, another living animal that you're adding to your tank. If you had a 10-gallon tank, you'd be pretty cautious about adding 5 or 6 or 7 fish. Same thing for snails. If you got algae in your 10-gallon tank, don't add 5 or 6 nerite snails and expect to not have a problem. You're going to have a problem. The general stocking recommendation is 1 per 5 gallons of water. I think that could probably be altered to 1 to 10 gallons of water. As I stated before, I have 2 in my 55-gallon display tank, and it works out great. They don't go hungry, but my glass is almost always clean. So again, that's a perfect mix. If you had a really, really big tank and it catches a lot of light, a lot of sun, then you might want more, but 1 to 10 gallons, probably even do 1 to 20 gallons. They're very, very good at eating algae. It's one of the reasons I've listed them as my particular favorite or the best algae eater for your aquarium. Okay, let's get into the types of nerite snails. There is black racer nerite snail, there's red racer nerite snail, you've got your tiger nerite snail, your zebra nerite snail, you've got olive nerite snail, and lastly you've got the horned nerite snail. Okay, just to recap why the nerite snail is the best algae eater for your aquarium. They definitely eat algae. They're really, really good at that. A wide range of tank mates. They can go with just about anything. Again, I crossed off loaches, crayfish, and large cichlids. And lastly, a wide range of water parameters. You really don't have to have very specific water parameters for this particular algae eater. Okay. And then I told you to stay tuned to the end. There is a reason why you might not want nerite snails in your aquarium. And that is because they do lay eggs. A nerite snail cannot reproduce in fresh water. They need brackish water to reproduce. So in any freshwater aquarium that you might have, you can put a nerite snail in there. You can put multiple nerite snails in there. They will not be able to reproduce. That's one of the things that people don't like about other types of snails is that they do reproduce and they tend to take over the tank, and people don't like that. With the nerite snails, you don't have to worry about that. Whatever you put in the tank, 1 or 2, that's all you're going to have. However, they do lay eggs, and they lay eggs typically on the glass, and it looks like a white spot on your tank. In my experience with my nerite snails, they have only done that when algae was abundant and they had lots and lots of food to eat. So be mindful of that. They will lay eggs on your glass, and that's unsightly for a lot of people. That's the only knock against this snail. And I don't think it's a very big deal. When I had them in my 10-gallon tank and it was loaded up with algae, they did lay some eggs, and they're very obvious. You can see them. But it wasn't a big deal to me. Might not be a big deal to you, but some people don't like them. And that's all I got. Thank you so much for watching. I really, really appreciate it. Have a great day.